Is Jacksonville part of the elite now? Could you say that? They're 4-1. I mean, Trevor Lawrence made some great throws, and Devin Lloyd's out of his skull, and headlining a group that is suddenly the king of takeaways on defense. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're earning their way into that group. It's a pretty small sample size to be like, yeah, that's an elite team in the AFC, but boy, do they look really good early in the season. The thing I love about the defense is how opportunistic they are. You can tell they have a defensive coordinator who empowers them to go try to make plays. And I love the look down there in the red zone. Like I hadn't really seen that look from them this year. I had seen them, mugged up in the low red, but that was a look that I hadn't exactly seen, and they saved it for a big time in the ball game. And Devin Lloyd is like a perfect example of, the ascension of this defense. He was a guy that a lot of people were questioning throughout his young career, like, hey, was he worth the pick? Are we going to him up? That sort of thing. This is a big year for him. He's going to absolutely get paid. He looks re-energized, and, the perfect guy to make a play on the football last night. He was going to be a guy that had to play well. Backers have to play well when you play Kansas City. And I thought he looked great generally last night, and then making that huge play. Now, it was like a James Harrison pick six, kind of like, it was crazy. I don't want to put it on that level, but I thought for sure he was going to run out of gas at some point. Thornton, if you watch him on sideline tape, like he starts at the pylon and almost catches him. That's the effort that you need if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. I think a lot of people are making a big deal out of the Chris Jones thing at the end of the game. That's part of it. Like, when you see things like that happening, you're like, what is this? Are these the Chiefs that we're used to seeing? Like, the effort, the execution, some of the finger pointing. I think what happened at the end of the Chargers game is pretty run of the mill. Like, a guy took an inside move and the linebackers yelling at the defensive end. And in that case, it was Chris Jones. But like, this stuff is popping up a lot with this Chiefs team. And for Trevor Lawrence, man, I'll admit I haven't been totally sold on Trevor Lawrence. And, I think there's reasonably a lot of evidence of why you might not be sure of the guy. But I thought last night that drive at the end of the game is what you got to do if you want to prove that you're one of those guys. And, the drop in the bucket on the right sideline was gorgeous. The throw to Diami Brown was awesome. And then in the most Trevor Lawrence fashion, like winning the game with his legs, like tripping and falling and getting up.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it was crazy. So that game was absolutely cinema. And, the Jags look like a good football team. Are they one of the best teams in the league? Let's give it some time. I don't know who the best teams in the league are, really. I named a few earlier, but a lot of those are traditional powerhouses that have proven it before. This team last year this team was tied, Rich, with, I think, two other teams for the worst record in the NFL since December of 23. So this is a wild turnaround, and it speaks to how much, a good coaching staff can elevate a group, and Liam Cohen's doing a great job with the run game as well, which is something that, Trevor's never had.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.